Hey, what's going on, guys? B Flatten here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about a in-depth guide to how customers behave in your store in TCG Card Shop Simulator. Now, if you've seen my first video, the things that I wish I knew before the game came out, you would see that automating the store is going to be one of your biggest priorities. To do a little bit of a recap of that, the things that you want to look for is the air fresheners by the doors. You want 2 of them so you can spray down your customers with the air freshener. You need 2 of them to spray them twice in order to clean them, so you never have to pick up an air freshener to clean them off. Things like having play tables so you can earn passive income. Getting your first cashier, you can actually see that in the phone app. If you go to the Go Recruit, you can actually see your checkout speed. I actually need to upgrade to a normal or a fast checkout speed, but I want to have the minimum payment right now, just so I can have as much money as possible. And also, you want to be able to have your card tables having singles on them. You can't automate that, unfortunately, but it is going to be a good early game way of earning money. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later on, too. But the thing that you want to start off with is how much money your customers can spend. If your customers have no money, they can't spend money in your shop. The way that this looks like is you start off the game with your customers being able to spend $100 in your store. They got to have something to help you advance, so they start off with $100. And you add $100 for every shop level that you have. So I'm at 26, so I get 2,600 extra for them being able to spend. If you've unlocked shop part B, which I showed in the other video, you can see it in your renos. You add an extra 250 you add an extra 500 just for having the shop unlocked, but you also add an additional 400 for every expansion that you have done on Shop B. And Shop A's expansion, you add 250 to that number as well. So you can have a pretty good way of getting your customers to spend money in your store if you have these levels or if you have these expansions. You can have a total of 18,800 for a normal customer, despite a couple of rules that can be applied as well. But 18,800 is the max that a normal customer can have in your store with all of these in mind. This amount will update every time that you level up, place a play table, or if you get a new expansion, because it has to re-roll. With the odd times of these happening, a number between 0 and 1,000 is randomly generated when a customer comes into the store. If it's below 3, which is less than 1% chance, the customer will have between $300 and 4 times the maximum amount that you are able to have, which is the max amount of 75,200 with the 18,800 in mind. If it's below 50, which is a 5% flat chance, the customer will be having between $40 and double the maximum amount, which is 37,600. And also, if none of these apply, if both checks fail, the customer will have between $20 and the maximum amount, which is up to 18,800. So the maximum that they can have is 18,800 besides these 2 rules. Now, while we're talking about customers, let's talk about how many customers you can have in your store. Now, this is going to be based on your shop level. So the higher that your shop level is, the more customers that you can have, which is in turn more money that you'll be making. So when you first start the game, you will be between levels 1 and 2, which is the tutorial levels. You can have 2 customers. Levels 3 to 5, you can have 3 customers. Levels 6 to 9, you can have 4 customers. And levels 10 to 14, you can have 5 customers. 15 to 20, you can have 6 customers. 21 to 27 is 7. 28 to 35 is 8. 36 to 44 is 9. 45 to 54 is 10. 55 to 65 is 11. 66 to 77 is 12. 78 to 90 is 13. 91 to 100 is 14. Now, this is also based off of the expansions that you have as well. So if you have 0 expansions, you have +1 customer. If you have 1 to 2 expansions, you have +2 customers. 3 to 5 expansions is +3. 6 to 9 expansions is +5. 10 to 14 expansions is +6. 15 to 20 expansions is +7. Now, you can have only a maximum of, I believe it's 27 customers, no matter how much of all of this you have together, so keep that in mind. But these are all going to be the customers that you can have in the store. Now, just a couple of pricing, because you can see me pulling packs here, just a couple of pricing things to talk about. When a customer reaches a shelf, they will evaluate the price of the item that is compared to its market price value. Now, if you go to just any sort of price tag here, you can see that there's a market price. This will change often. Mostly the card singles is where it'll change. As you can see, this one is a little bit higher. This one is already adjusted. As you can see, I've already adjusted these prices, but sometimes it'll be quite off. Even if it's a couple $100 card, it can also alter quite majorly if you haven't checked it in a while, or if you place the card again on an empty spot. But they will evaluate the price of the item compared to its market price, and the evaluation is based on the percentage difference between your shelf price and the market price. So whatever you price your item versus how much it's actually worth via market. Now, if the price is lower than the market price, the value will be negative. If the price is higher, the value will be positive. So let's take that for an example. If a plushie has a market price of $10, say one of our plushies is $10, and you set it to $9 to sell, the evaluation will be -10 since it's -10% off, which is going to be a sale for the customer at this rate. If you set the price to $15 compared to the first example of $10, the evaluation will be +50 since it is 50% higher. Now, this is going to be equating into how much is going to be chance-wise, percentage-wise for a customer to buy an item, because it can deter or can help you based on the price. If it's -20%, so if $10 to $8, there's a 100% chance that this will be purchased. -10% is 95% chance. If it breaks even, it is a 90% chance. +10%, so now we're in the positive range, is that if that $10 is actually more. +10% is 75 chance. +20% is 60% chance. +30 is 45% chance. And then this is when the big dip happens. +40% is a 15% chance. +50 is a 5% chance. +60 is a 1% chance. And anything over 60% value, so if that plushie is $10 and you price it more than $16, there will be a 0% chance that the customer will buy it. You might even get some comments from customers as well saying, you know, this is like way out of my budget, or this is way too much, or this is not a fair price. You will see those little speech bubbles above their head, which will give you some hints and indicators if it's too high or too low. A customer will first check out how many items are available on the shelf. So if there is a maximum of 2 like the board games, or if there's 32 like the card packs, they will evaluate how much is on the shelf. And then they will randomly select a number. There'll be a dice roll internally between 0 and the available quantity, but it has a maximum cap of up to 14. So 14 will be the highest number no matter what. If it's a booster pack, it is potential to buy more, because this is something that is up to 32 on a shelf. It's pretty crazy. But other items like the deodorants or the sprays are limited to just 3 per customer, so keep that in mind too. And also I wanted to talk about the play table, just to throw that in there as well. Some customers will come in just for a friendly game. Now, the neat part about this is that they may purchase before they start playing, or they may purchase after they start playing, or they might just come into the store just to play. But you can also set tournaments so that you can make money off of their time played, so that you're still earning a customer, but also money for that customer as well. If it's the morning time between 8 and 11:59, 18% chance. Afternoon, I believe, goes up to 5 p.m., which is a 33% chance. Evening, which is 6 p.m. and onwards, 63% chance. And I believe when you have to turn the lights on, which is considered night, 73% chance that they will come in for a game up to close. If there's a player already waiting at a table, you can add 25% to this because they are desperately wanting to play, but having more play tables will allow them to play anyways. If no one is waiting, the customer, if they are by themselves, will just sit alone and a timer starts. A random number between 5 and 30 seconds will surpass. If no one joins them, they will leave. This is 5 to 30 seconds real time, not in-game time, by the way. Now, you've probably noticed by now, depending on your level, you might have seen stinky customers. They will have a green like odor or gas that surrounds their character. These are stinky customers. That's what these are for. Now, the chance of a stinky customer spawning is based on your shop level, and you have a base of 2 for it. So the higher that you have your shop level, plus that 2 marker is how many can spawn smelly, but having the 2 air fresheners by the door helps navigate those smelly customers that need deodorant. At higher shop levels, up to 17% customers can spawn as stinky. Stinky customers will bother others if they get too close. If a customer is within 3 units, so 3 steps of a stinky customer, they have a 15% chance of just wanting to leave or immediately wanting to check out to get out of the store. So you want to be able to have those air fresheners to keep your customers in your store longer and browsing around. Now, I have no real category for this. This is just random tidbits about customers as well. So I'm going to throw this in there just to finalize this video because we've already gone pretty long. Some customers will walk faster than others. They have a percentage boost of up to 25% for some customers. About 10% of customers are chatty and will comment on their experience. You might see speech bubbles. You might see the satisfied or dissatisfied at the end of day. That is something to take into account, but dissatisfied customers or like boxes on the floor don't have a negative impact on you whatsoever. But it is just something to throw into the game as well. If a customer fails to find their item after 1 to 5 tries, they will leave. That is a very nice mammoth tree, by the way. Look at that $900 right there. Sorry. Similarly, if they can't pathfind to a shelf after 1 to 5 tries, they will leave too. So you want to be able to have your store decently spaced out. I have mine that has 2 tables on each row and then a couple of single tables just for this store size, so that they can navigate through a little bit easier. I have these lined up here so that they can navigate around this way, and also on this side over here they have all this space to navigate through too to get to their shelves. You want to be able to keep that in mind so that they can navigate to their destination, especially if they have a target item or if they have just a browsing around role. I think that's gonna do it. This has been a pretty long video already. I hope this guide helps. Feel free to correct on any wrongs if they are or have been proven otherwise, but to my knowledge this has been navigated through source code, so this is going to be pinpoint accurate. Let me know if it helps, and I will see you guys in the next video. My name is B Flattened. I'm signing on out of here. Take care all. Laters.